Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Welcome to another AP Reacts video. Reminder that this afternoon we will not, I say again, we will not be having a live stream this afternoon. I'm going to have to change it to where I do it every other week during the summer months or the building months when we do get ready for the next winter. So again, no live stream this afternoon. I will definitely try to make it for next Friday though. Stand by. I have a whole bunch of shorts to react to, some funny, some intriguing, and some that will really make you think. So let's get started. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you all watched my latest payday prep video, I reviewed this Fontique electric screwdriver on there, and man, I really messed up. If you remember me commenting on how nice and robust this case was, the carrying case was for this screwdriver, I kept saying, man, they made this such a nice, thick, robust carrying case for this screwdriver that I couldn't understand why a company would make a carrying case this nice. So then I started doing a little research after the fact, and I found out that this case is robust for a reason, and it's because it actually has some bits within the case itself. And all I have to do was read the back side of the Easy Start Guide, or even take a look at the owner's manual. But you know how AP does things. We don't look at the owner's manual unless it's absolutely necessary. So this makes it an even better value because I actually looked this up on Amazon, and it was like $69.70 on Amazon, where I purchased this for $49.99, I believe, at Costco. And now that I know that it has these extra bits, it's even that much more of a value. So always remember, ladies and gentlemen, read your owner's manuals, okay? Don't try to be a smart guy like me. Now, we have a lot of shorts to go through, and the first one is one that I've been talking about forever, and I'm so glad that this gentleman made a short video about it. Check this out.
This man discovered something unexpected under his porch during renovations. Rich Gilson from New Jersey had been planning major renovations to his home for a while. After a few days with most of the work done, he had one last task in his backyard. As he was digging, he uncovered something that looked quite suspicious. He carefully removed the soil around it and found another similar object. Upon further inspection, he realized the objects were tied with rope and could be opened. He thought it might contain some explosives, so he opened them cautiously. Initially, he thought it might be some kind of trash, but to his surprise, he found a pile of cash inside from the year 1934. Rich believes there could be more hidden treasures, but he doesn't want to risk damaging his newly renovated porch to find out.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, $2,000 in bills that he found under his porch from 1934. Now, I know that in 1934, the American public, the freest nation in the world that is, thank you FDR, were not able to own a certain amount of gold anymore. But let's just say, for example, that they did. $2,000 back then converted into gold coins would have been about 57 gold coins if the conversion value was $35, as FDR said it, from the initial $20.67. Now, what do you think this gentleman would have been more excited about? Finding 57 ounces of gold put away, or the $2,000 that he actually put away? All right, those 57 ounces of gold put away back then today would have been in excess of $120,000, whereas that $2,000, if he can even spend it today, would be valued at $2,000.
This next one's going to be a little bit weird. You may even pause the video to want to Google this to say, this can't be right. In 1951, the U.S. enacted the Invention Secrecy Act. What is that? Allows the government to legally classify and keep certain inventions secret if deemed a threat to national economy or security. What could be a threat to national economy? If you're able to figure something out that's 220 miles per gallon, you think it affects the oil industry a little bit? Maybe. Inventions under a secrecy order cannot be discussed, exported, or sold outside of military channels. Violations of secrecy order can result in imprisonment for the inventor. Over 6,000 patents today are kept by the U.S. government in secret. They didn't allow the people to go out there and sell it. I wonder what those 6,000 patents are. A lot of people want to be like, when you become a president, I want to go to Area 51. A lot of us capitalists want to find out what these 6,000 patents are. This next one.
What do you think those 6,000 patents have mostly to deal with, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe there are some things in there that actually cure illnesses. instead of treating them for a lifetime? Maybe there are things there that actually solve the problem of energy. The problem for we the people that have to pay for it, but the problem for the government where they don't want us to have mechanisms that provide energy for nearly free. What do you think? Have you heard those stories about the people that invent vehicles that run on water, that invent machines that are perpetual in nature as far as providing energy, etc., etc.? There has to be some of that in one of those 6,000 patents.
You have to watch this woman.
This country is literally destroying the middle class. Like, do we even have a middle class anymore? Or is it just like the haves and the have-nots? Because the haves are really, they're having, and the have-nots are really struggling. And I'm getting so stinking frustrated because I don't know how much more I can help my adult kids. And don't come at me and say, oh, well, they stop eating avocado and toast in Starbucks. They don't work hard enough. First of all, because I can tell you that my oldest daughter was working 6 days a week, 12-hour days, while pregnant, to try to do what's best for her family. They lived in a 2-bedroom trailer that they were renting that was literally falling apart at the seams. And so she wanted something better for her family because she was pregnant with her second child. So she's busting her butt, working her ass off.
What do you think about it, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, if we live, or if you live in the real world, you'll know that a lot of what this lady is saying is true. And I see it all over. One of I guess I can say a disturbing thing that I've been seeing more often here in Fairbanks, which is something that I almost never ever saw in the last 8-9 years that we've been here, is more and more homeless people putting up shelters in public areas that are very visible. So before, in my opinion, the homeless were staying in a homeless shelter, or there weren't so many of them where they didn't have to stay out on the sidewalk and stuff like that. But now I actually see some homeless like just literally building a shelter on a public sidewalks.
State politicians, they haven't had enough of your money yet. They want more of it. And now they've got a crazy proposal called a mileage tax. The mileage tax, or a road user fee, would charge each driver per mile that they drive. The proposal is 4 to 6 cents per mile you drive. Now, the average driver in California is putting about 15,000 miles on their car. Multiply that by 4 cents, that's $600 per year. 6 cents, that's $900 per year. Families that cannot afford the very pricey homes that are closer to the work centers, those families, those working families, yep, it's a sucker punch to them even more. They'll pay a disproportionately higher burden of these mileage taxes. So join us. Go to that petition site, stopthemileagetax.com.
In case you didn't catch it, he said that those people that can't afford pretty much to shop where they work and have to live farther away from where they actually work is going to hit them the hardest. And those are the ones that can least afford it. I'm going to try to beep some things out on this. All right. But this is so funny that I had to include this. All right. But I will try to bleep out. Every time I bleep out, just use your imagination. But this is hilarious. It's about replenishing what you use. Okay. So listen to this.
You're supposed to take the warm ones and fill it up after you finish.
You didn't have one today.
I saw you have a soda pop today.
I had one yesterday. I had a million yesterday.
You had a million
But
yesterday?
I definitely might.
You're supposed to replenish.
Was it replenish, man? Come on. Listen.
I can't believe it. I never had anything after you've been here.
If I taught you anything, I taught you to replenish.
You got to replenish.
Everything.
Look at the father.
In the basement.
No, he called his brother.
And if you went downstairs in the basement and got a soda, what was the fool?
Oh, no. You got to replenish.
Okay. Replenish.
No, listen, I think it's a microcosm.
Replenish. You're supposed to.
Ladies and gentlemen, just remember to replenish, okay?
Wake up. I have educated myself so much since 2016, and I have a ways to go. I will not vote for Joe Biden. I do not support anybody from the squad. I think they're totally full of I think they're dangerous. I think they're race hustlers. I think they're cons. You know, not to go down the rabbit hole that at this point when we're doing this interview, voting for Trump is on the table. I will not support anybody that is anti, you know, making America safe. I'm not down with going into a Costco or a 7-Eleven or a Rite Aid, as I videotaped once and went crazy viral, cleaning out the spot and walking like you're on a, you know, like a beautiful spring day walk. I'm not down with any of that.
Wake up.
I have educated myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know I don't try to get political on this channel, and I think most of you know which way I sway. I sway towards the side of freedom and towards the side of America, of the United States of America, first and foremost. Why? Because if your house is broken, you should clean it up first or fix it first before you fix anyone else's. I believe that the most important vote that you can possibly make is to vote or votes at the local level. However, this is going to be a very interesting contest coming up this November, and I believe it will sway which direction our country is going to go. Is it either going to go towards a place of redemption where we can maybe survive this, you know, in a better way than we would if we went in the other direction, which is, in my opinion, the road to hell. Anyways, that's just my opinion. Take it as you will.
When our parents or grandparents or even great-grandparents were buying coffee, buying chocolate bars, buying whatever, a loaf of bread, 5 cents, 2 cents. I remember when gas was at 34 cents. Yep. Then all of a sudden climbed over $1, and we all sat there thinking, oh my God. And the low...
He's talking about Canadian prices too when it comes to gasoline. Because at first I was a little confused at this, but it's got to be Canadian prices, excuse me, because in Canada, gasoline is priced by the liter and not by the gallon.
Which that ever came back down to was $1.
Yep.
COVID came around and everything shot up like crazy, almost $2. Now what are we sitting at today? As of today, $1.60? Yeah. And it's like, oh, we're in good shape.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be some level of inflation. There's always going to be some level of things are going to cost more.
Of course.
But it's gotten to a point where it's unaffordable for people. And that's where the mindsets are coming into play. And that's where we got to be. Something's got to change.
And what I don't think this gentleman is covering is what is the cost. He says there's always got to be some form of inflation, and him saying that there's always going to be inflation, in my opinion, makes me think that he doesn't understand where it is that inflation comes from and why it is that prices on the things that you need to live go up on a continuous basis. Let me tell you in case you don't know, and if you've been watching this channel for a while, then you should know by now. The reason prices go up is because there are more fiat currency units floating around chasing the same amount of goods. When inflation goes up, i.e., the money in the system goes up and production doesn't go up as much as the money, then there's going to be more dollars chasing the same amount of goods or less goods. Meaning what? That those goods are going to cost more. Ladies and gentlemen, teach your children about inflation, because that way at a young age they decide that they don't want to get ripped off, and maybe they'll get something done during their generation. Let's go to the next one.
Should women be included in the draft?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Women and men have distinct roles given by God. God created men to be the protectors and providers, and it is a strong society that recognizes that that's men's role to go out and protect the family and the nation. It is a weak and feeble society full of weak and feeble men that would dare send its mothers and daughters off to war to fight.
That guy did not pull any punches. Somebody said, yes, you tell them. Another person said, red tie, devoured. And also the fact that he's just casually in a suit on a college campus. That guy's gonna be some senator one day.
Well, I say dress for the job you want.
And that's all I'm saying.
Should women...
Let me know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. I know that a lot of people have a different opinion on this, but I'll tell you what. I think that what that gentleman said in the red tie and the suit was spot on.
When a teen girl named Madeline snuck boys into a girls-only slumber party, her parents gave her two options. Have her cell phone taken away for a month, or give her parents full control over her social media accounts for 2 whole weeks. She took option 2 and instantly regretted it. The results were undoubtedly hilarious. Here's the first post announcing to Madeline's friends and followers that her dad, Larry Sumter, will be taking over her accounts. As you can see, she looks Absolutely thrilled, because boy oh boy did her dad deliver, posting pictures of himself posing as a teenage girl in a blonde wig and a tank top, and other photos like this one with a mullet with the caption, "Haters gonna hate," or this thirst trap with the caption, "Felt cute, might delete later." But here on TikTok is where Mr. Sumter really shined, crooning country tunes with some pretty hot dance moves, and it has to be said, one heck of a sexy smolder. I mean, the camera loves him. As any teenager would, Madeline tried to renegotiate with her parents, but it was too late. Mr. Sumter was having way too much fun. When a teen girl...
Oh, that is hilarious, ladies and gentlemen. So for those of you that may be new to AP Reacts, the very last video, which is this one, we go ahead and go down one and see if it's family friendly without me knowing what it's going to be. And we'll go through that and react to that video. So if it's not family friendly, I will go ahead and keep going down until I find one that is. So let's see what we get.
Wait, so you're saying this is not your puppy?
What puppy?
There's a puppy back here, sir. I'm not joking.
Oh my god! There's a dog in here. That must have been from the last rider.
Oh,
is this a joke?
I don't know. It's not my dog.
Hello?
Hey, is this Julia?
Yes.
Hey, Julia, it's Billy. I was your Uber driver just a second ago. Did you leave your dog in my car?
Oh, yes.
Why?
I kind of just panicked. Can you keep him?
What am I supposed to do with him? I can't have a dog. I live in a condo. This is a beautiful dog, but it looks like it's going to be big. Why did you leave him in my car?
I'm sorry. I can't afford him, and I kind of just panicked. And you seem like a great person. Can you please keep him?
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, I work with dogs. I have 5 dogs already, so I can take him. What's one more?
Well, I think this is
that
that dog
very
guy.
Responsible. If I wasn't here today, God knows what would have happened with the puppy. Wait, so you're saying this is...
Man, look at that face, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that terrible? You know, I kind of like wish that we could end it off on a great, funny video and stuff, but that just goes to show that person on the other side. A lot of people may be calling her irresponsible, but she sounded like she was overwhelmed that she couldn't afford him, and she probably made a bad decision by getting him to begin with. But good thing that a passenger ended up being there that was able to take him. And I think that guy that they showed here, I think he's like a dog whisperer or something like that. And that will conclude the rest of AP Reacts for this Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I made this one a little bit longer than the others. Other than that, I hope that you have a great weekend this weekend. I will try my best to put up a news video for Sunday, because I'll tell you what, I really enjoy doing the news videos, just like I enjoy doing this video as well. So have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Be safe out there. Do not drink and drive. Don't risk your life or someone else's life just because you made a bad decision, all right? It's not like returning a puppy when you hit someone after having too many drinks. Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox. God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.